What else can I say? So like I said, our service is a little bit more personalized than other competitors. So we try always to service the customer as best as we can. Um, and like I said, if you need to find information about like our products, everything is online. Like if you go to Sherwin-Williams.com, you're gonna see how they divide our products, according to, and then each one of them have their own features. So like if you want a paint and primer in one, if you want something for moisture, if you want something for like more durable, more coverage, if you want something to look a little bit more, nicer for like the high-end places. Like each one of our paints have like their own features that they can choose from. Um, what else? Our stores, like I said, we try to invest and get everybody on the same page, when the customer comes to the store, that it can feel welcome. We offer coffee, we have coffee stations. We do events too. Like we do different what do you call it? Networking events that we participate. And so because I know Miami, it might seem big, but in reality, like it's a small world. So everybody knows each other. So, when we do this type of networking events, we try to connect them with, like if they need an engine, we do have engineering support, and it's also at no charge. Like all these services that we have, we offer to our contractors and no additional like cost or anything, just so that they can do business with us. So when we do this networking, like we try to connect, like if they need an engineering firm to help them with, concrete restoration or anything like that, we do offer those type of services, and we present, we introduce engineering firms, and we try to work together when it comes to like the whole project, not just we don't just sell paint. We're more like we want to help you, and that you're happy with our service, and that you're happy with our products, and that you're happy that we're there to help, not just to sell you something. So when it comes to selling, my approach and a lot of my colleagues' approach is more like I want to help you um, with your project, and I just don't want to sell you something. You know what I mean? So that's just a little bit of what I do, a little bit of what we offer to our customers, and that's something that you can as far as I understand, that you're gonna sell like Sherwin-Williams. So that's one of the things, or a few of the things that you can mention to the customer to so they can understand that we're a company that want to help them, and not just sell them paint, pretty much.
Ornella, I
Hmm.
wanted to, I guess, give you a little bit of context. One of the cases, the case
Hmm.
for the English first round, um, is involves the sales rep meeting with a facilities manager at the university that they've just graduated from. So, what we'd like to hear is, I guess, if you were in a similar situation, or you were meeting with someone who was, in the who was working in higher education as a facilities manager, what kind of things would you want to learn about them, and what kind of products do you think you would want to, I
The
guess, start
benefits.
thinking about offering them?
So, when you go meet a customer, you want to try to, or when I go meet a customer, I try to understand a little bit of what they do, their business. I ask a lot of questions. Like I would ask, whatever paint. Are you happy first with like your current supplier? Are you, are you having any issues? Let's say they say they're having an issue with moisture. Then we have Duration that has a moisture technology for that. So I will offer that. Then we have Pro Block, which is a primer for moisture. So you want to tell them, I have this, primer that you should use um, for the moisture, and then this type of paint for those type of cases. When when it comes to coverage, like you have to ask a lot of questions, because obviously you're just getting there, you don't know anything of how they're doing things, how they're working. And so you want to ask them, are you happy with their current supplier? Is something that, that like, what are you having any issues with the current like paint that you're using? Some people, like when you go to like these places, some people are using like floor paint for wall paint, which is different. Obviously floor paint has other, it's meant for flooring. Wall paint is meant for paint. So I will usually go with them. I will tell them, show me what you're using. Show me, what areas you're having issues with, and then I'll provide the best solution for them. If they're having issues with like touching up, let me see what you're using, because there's certain paints, like let's say Promar 400 touches up better than, per se, super paint. So those are the type of questions that you want to ask before you offer anything. Like I said, we're a company that would like that want to help you. That we're not a company that just oh, here, use this or whatever. You want to tell, no, like you want to understand what the customer needs. So my first approach would be, show me what you're using. Is there anything that you need help with? Is there any issues? And then from there, I would offer solutions according to their needs, pretty much. If let's say a lot of these facilities or these buildings or the facility managers, they sometimes they don't know, that they're clueless to as to a lot of things. So I try to organize, let's say like organize their like warehouse, try to provide what it's called, we also offer what it's called a paint guide. So we do like a paint guide of all the paints that they're using, all the colors that they're using, and all the different sheens. And I would do a guide for them so they could have a copy, and then we leave a copy on our stores or under their account, so that way whenever they're want to reorder or whatever, they know what they're using for a bathroom, and they know what they're using for the meeting room, or they know what they're using for the flooring. um so yeah, that would be my approach when it comes to that, that type of customer: understanding, asking the right questions, and providing solutions.
Thank you for that. Guys, I know that you probably have a lot of questions. Please don't be shy. If you need to put them in the chat, we'll read them out, but feel free to unmute yourself and also ask. I'm gonna go ahead and also ask you, Ornella, what are some of the most common objections that you face with customers?
uh Price could be one of them, but then again, you want to educate yourself. Oh no, your paint is very expensive or whatever. But you want to educate him, because okay, maybe our paint is a little bit more pricey, which we have different price for different paints, so we can always match whatever they're paying. But you don't want to go there. You want to go, like I said, what do you need? Because maybe, yeah, you're using a less quality, less expensive paint, but then you have to do 3 coats of paint, which is taking time, and time is money. Versus you using a higher quality paint, you're gonna do 1 coat, and you're gonna finish faster, and then you're gonna be more productive, or your team is gonna be more productive. So you wanna make them understand, because sometimes they don't, and it's not their fault. It's just that we're used to, we want sale, we want something cheap, we want something, we don't want to spend a lot of money. So, but you gotta make the customer understand as to why it's better to use, sometimes higher quality, and sometimes they're just like, I won the cheap stuff, so you were able to match, most of the time we're able to match their price. Another objection would be maybe they had, I don't know, maybe they had a bad experience. Like I've had people that maybe had a bad experience with one paint, like it didn't touch up or it didn't match exactly how they wanted it. So they'd be like, oh no, I had a bad experience or whatever. But then I would say, okay, but let me help you. Let me give you something different. And then let me be with you, like let me come. I'll test it for you. I'll try it for you. And then if it doesn't work, then we'll go to the next step. So always, like I said, it is always trying to help the customer, that they know that you're interested in like helping them. And I think that's how like I win my customers, versus competitor. Because I know for sure that the competitors they don't provide the service that we provide. So people like that. And I always compare like a lot of us like good stuff, maybe not, a lot of us like good clothing or good purses, or and you're willing to pay. You're willing to pay because you like it, you like how it looks. It's not the same. Something expensive obviously looks better than something that is not very expensive. So you always try to like go there, with the customer. Sometimes they care, sometimes they don't, but you try that. If that doesn't work, then you try to like a different technique. Maybe they don't care about expensive, but they care about service. Maybe they don't care about service, but they care about productivity, to like have their team to, let's say they have to turn in, I don't know, 3 meeting rooms by Friday. If they're taking like 3 coats to cover, it's not helping them. So that's why as a salesperson, you gotta ask a lot of questions, and you gotta understand, and you have to also be able to listen to other their needs are.
Thank you. I know that you talked a little bit about I've got a couple questions in the chat and I'm gonna get to these right after this one.
That's fine.
But I know you talked a little bit about, the service that you guys provide. We have some people that have joined, so can you just talk a little bit more about how what services Sherwin-Williams provides that the competitors don't?
So we provide a very personalized service. Like we have a lot more sales reps than our competitors. So we're able to like have that one-on-one service with them. We're able to go to the job sites and like help them as to, what paint to use, depending on what the customer wants and needs. We are able to help them with renderings, which is something big that we use for properties. Like they want to see the different colors that we offer. They want to see it, and
Is that
we have.
when do you guys like use like photo editing software or something like that to
Yeah, we
provide?
have like a
Okay.
special team for that, like a designer team.
Hmm.
So what we do, we provide the pictures, and then they do the renderings, and they do like a link, so that in case that they pick the colors, sometimes the customers like know what colors they want to see, but if they if I have to pick the colors, or the design team picks the colors, like they're able to also, they provide a link so they could play, with the colors, and they could see like how their building would look like with whatever colors they pick. So that works with like associations and hotels, like when it comes to properties, pretty much. And that's free, that we don't charge any additional for that. As far as like they're doing like they're getting the paint from us. We do um we offer, like, we have a website, we have training, like we have this that I just found out not too long ago. We have a training for business owners where they can, it's like a painting 101. Sometimes these business owners, they hire people that, maybe they're not experienced when it comes to paint. They don't know how to touch up, they don't know how to use certain products. So we provide the training to their business owner, and then and then the tools too, and then the business owner could train, with the materials that we give them, he can train their employees. We also, as sales rep, we go to like condominiums and hotels, and we do like a what's called like a lunch and learn. So let's say the same thing, like they have new employees that they don't know how to use certain products, they don't know how to, I don't know anything. We go and we train them, and we tell them like the proper way of using like the primer, the paint, how to apply it, what to do, what not to do. So it's very, it's very like kind of like a 101 training. And like I said, this is at not no additional cost to the customer. Um, what else do we offer? We have a paint calculator so they can put like their square footage of whatever area they're gonna paint, and it'll calculate more or less, how much paint they need. Um, and we do offer what's called like a charge account. It's like a credit account. So we give the customer like time, like they can charge to their account. It's like a credit card pretty much. And then no interest. Also no interest for like a spray equipment. So if they want to purchase like a spray equipment with us, like we don't charge any interest, and we're able to finance. Um there's a variety of things that we offer for our customers. I'm gonna read the questions in the chat. It says, how do you help a business owner when they don't know how to manage a large project for the first time? For example, what is the process like an outdoor residential 20-unit project, and what specific services does Sherwin-Williams give to its client? So, one of the things that we also offer when it comes to this question, we offer what's called specs, paint specifications. So, me as a sales rep, like I will go to, well, there's actually a person that handles that. We will go to the property, we'll walk the property, we will see like the different things that the property might need, if they need an engineering to come because they need like concrete restoration, or they're going through their 40-year inspection. There's certain things that they have to go by, certain rules. One of them, like they have to hire like an engineer to see if there's anything structural that they need to fix. So we have a rep specifically like for engineers that works with the engineers firms, and then we can refer them, to their customer. So we do specs according to whatever they need when it comes to like warranty, when it comes to like either the 5, the 7, the 10-year warranty that we offer. We'll put it like on those specs. So we'll put what they need to use on walls, what they need to use as a primer, what they need to use for the floors, everything is going to be on that specification. And then if they're working with an engineer, the engineer also does their own specs of what to do. So that will be the first step on a large project, to do specifications and see if they need an engineer firm, or see what they need. Sometimes they don't, so we just do like, well, this is what I recommend, if you want a 5-year, 10-year warranty. Then after that, obviously they go through their after they have the owner has the specs, then he will have to, will provide whatever, whatever contractors have like a special price depending on the volume what that they buy. So, I will talk to the customer, and this is okay, this is what how many years warranty are they asking you? So let's say they do 10 years, 10 years latitude. So I will give them a price, or I will give them a quote according to like how many gallons they would need, the primer, etc. And then he will have to do their bids and then submit it to the board or the customer. One of the things that I also do is like for like new business owners, I would like contact them with other business owners, because a lot of our customers, like they're like willing to help other people grow. So, and they're more experienced. And not too long ago in October, I did an event where we brought like experts. We brought an engineer in safety, a safety engineer. We brought a very like experienced painting company, and we brought like AI specialists. So all of them gave them a seminar to their newer business owners on how to do certain things. I don't know how to do everything, but then I will always connect him or her to like somebody that could help them and guide them. And if I could help them, also I help them as well. So I don't know if there's anything else about that question, but that's how I would do it with him. Um, what else? When a solution is offered, does Sherwin-Williams usually sell and pitch just the paint, a package, a membership, and a product plus the labor and service? No, we don't do labor and service. That's for our customers. So we only provide like the products. So the paint, primer, everything that has to do with, just the products. That's all we do. But we do connect them to like different contractors for like the labor. But it's not, we don't do that in-house. Does Sherwin-Williams offer any credit line for contractors? We do. And on that note, what are the discounts like for different paints? So it depends on like the volume. The more the contractors buy, the better price that they will have. So it varies. It could be 30 depending on, like I said, on how much they're gonna buy, how big is the project. Um, so it depends on a lot of factors. What are the full benefits for anyone that tries Sherwin-Williams Pro Plus, and how can it look fully appealing for the buyer when you're trying to make a pitch on the products and colors? Like I said, benefits, we have the color renderings, we have the credit line, we have their personalized service, we have warranty on our paints. So I would, out of all of that, those are all the benefits, but also like we have trainings that we offer for them for free as well. So, but like I said, I would also ask questions and understand, their business and see how I can be a little bit more specific towards that customer. For big projects like painting at university, does Sherwin-Williams provide an on-site manager to help guide the process? No, we don't. We do have as a sales rep, we do go like once a week to make sure that they're using the right product and they're applying it as they should, but not like an on-site manager. No, we don't provide that. But like I said, we do have contacts that we can refer to the customer if they want to like hire somebody. Is there any other questions?
In terms of since you said that you'll have the sales reps go in, what do they do during those, I guess, follow-up visits once they're already using the product?
Yeah.
How are the, I guess, the sales reps trained to handle those situations also?
Okay. So normally, we have all the specifics of the project that they're doing. We know what primer they're using. We know what paint they're using. So I would, we would go to the job site and we will walk the property, and obviously we would see to make sure that they're using the right paint, the right primer, the right materials, pretty much. Sometimes, they're supposed to use primer and they're not using primer. How do you know they're not using primer? Well, because you go to their account and you know that they're not buying primer, or you go to the job site and you don't see any primer, or you see them applying the paint directly to the wall. So those are the type of things that we look at. And obviously, we contact the project manager or the owner of the company, and we tell them, look, in order for us to give you a warranty on this project, you need to use, what I put on the specifications. if they don't do that, if they don't follow the process, then we don't do the warranty for them. So that's how we protect like, the other side. So we help our contractors, but we also protect like, our other customers, like our hotels and our condos and our HOAs. So the visits normally like, yeah, once a week, but sometimes they go 2, 3 times, depends, on the project. But yeah, we as sales rep, we do have different projects that we have to visit. So um normally it's like once a week. How could you handle the objection every paint company says their product cover better and lasts longer? How is this really different? I've heard the will save you money long-term pitch before. How do you prove it? Um, I mean, I would acknowledge what they're saying to you, but I would focus more on like not saving money, but like I said, all the other stuff that we offer. And the long run, I think they are saving money if like what I was talking about before, like if you use a product that maybe you're not gonna save money when you purchase the paint. Maybe you're gonna see like, you're gonna be like, oh, it's expensive, whatever. But then if you explain the customer and make them understand, like let's say like the productivity, like okay, if this paint use is cheaper, yes, but again, like it's taking you like sometimes because I've had customers that say, like, oh, it's taking me like 4 coats to cover, marks on the walls or whatever. It's not, it's like my painters are spending more time than what they need and I'm not finishing the jobs as fast, as I would like to. When they see that, they purchase a better coverage paint, they see, okay, so and the contractors they'll notice that. Um and so they'll be like, okay, yeah, maybe I'm paying a little bit more, but then I'm making more turn-ins, like I'm turning in more jobs like quicker. So you want to focus like, on those type of things, as well as, the service and all that.
Are there any like data points or anything that you guys are able to share regarding any of that?
Yeah, well, I'm pretty sure I could probably find I don't know, something for you guys that I could probably give you, and then you can share with, with the group. Um yeah, probably I could probably find something for you.
Yeah, if you have anything like that, would be great, and I can
Hmm.
share it with all the coaches and competitors so they can have a little bit more info when they're presenting. I mean, honestly, with the first meeting, guys, you're really going to be focusing a lot on discovery and
Hmm.
understanding the needs. You're not going to be doing a
Hmm.
whole lot of presenting, a specific product, but could be good to have like little data points and stuff like that so that you can handle objections better.
Yeah, and write it down, like, like write it down, whatever, because you forget, or just write down whatever the customer is telling you, write everything down, and then from there you can see, okay, let me create like a plan for this customer. What is the biggest advice you would always want to give your sales rep with pitching the product? Um, but that's the thing, like to me, and I know that I might sound repetitive, but to me, and for all of us, I remember we are customers as well. Like we're customers of Starbucks, we're customers of Macy's, we're a customer. So I will always put myself, like this is what I do. Like I put myself in their shoes and see, okay, what do I want? What do I need? Um, so instead of like I said, instead of like offering a product just to offer a product, like just find them a solution. That's at the end of the day, that's what you're looking for. You want a solution, you want something that looks nice, that is not gonna bring you headache, like so try to offer like always a solution, not just, oh, let me show you this product. You know what I mean? So and it's all based on what you need and what they need. Like obviously I would like to sell Emerald Rain Refresh, which is like the self clean technology to all my customers, but it's not, it's not realistic. So some customers just want A100, which is like a lower, on an exterior paint. That's what they need. They're selling a house, they're just wanted to make it look nice. I'm not gonna sell them Emerald Rain Refresh. You know what I mean? So it all depends. That's why
Um,
to me it's like better like understand, their needs.
um, Anna, I think you're with Tomas there. Have you been, I'm asking because I want to see if we can maybe do like a little practice here, but have you been like practicing as a buyer with any of the competitors?
Um, no, not really. Not as a
Has any
buyer.
have any of you guys been practicing as a buyer that you might want to like ask Ornella to maybe do a little practice role play with you? Might be good to see what kind of stuff she would ask you. Well, we have another question in the chat if one of you guys decides you're brave enough for that. Oh wait, never mind. I've got that one's just for me. Okay. In that case, I'm gonna ask Julia, you said that you wanted to share something, right?
Yeah, so I have here, this was provided by Professor Sotero, and I just wanted to like go through, and I think that you can help us with the types of products, especially something in regards to Sherwin-Williams Pro. So let me present it. Let me show you. So I know that Ornella, you've discussed this, but it's just so like the students can also read what Sherwin-Williams offers, if that's okay with you.
That's fine. You want me to like talk about it?
If you don't mind, yeah, that
No,
would
no,
be
that's
great.
fine. So we do offer, like it says there, we offer interior, exterior. We do flooring. We do commercial too. Epoxies on floors. We do roof paint. We do obviously we sell equipment and everything that has to do with painting, pressure washers, um the safety coatings too. Like we have all the safety colors. Like for the building, sometimes you need certain safety colors. So you need the safety yellow, the safety red, the safety green for like the different types of like pipes that they need to by law, they need to have them painted certain colors. So we offer that, paint for metal, and railings. So everything that, paint for wood, projects like residential projects. For cabinets, we have a series called Gallery, which is one of our newest products. It's very good. We've had a lot of good reviews about it. That's for like kitchen cabinets. Uh, we also have a tub and tile, but it's just like one product that we have, but we have that too. But our mainly like interior, exterior, paint. We do have auto paint too. That's a different
Yeah.
division, but we do have auto paints. I think we have two stores here, and one in Broward and one in Miami. So we sell, and then we also have floor covering, which is a different as well, different division, but we offer properties like carpet, vinyl, and I believe tile. I'm not like 100%, but you can do your research. We also have floor coverings too, um, for like the different like rental communities and stuff. And then our customers, like if they sign up for like the Pro Plus, well, we have an app that they can download on their phone, but we also try to sign them up for their online account. And on their online account, you're gonna find, and I'm gonna email Gabby some materials that I have for that. But if they go there, they have all the products that we offer. And then it's nice because we have like a little, what do you call? We have like a list of our main products, and then we have they have like a photo of a house, and it's labeled like what product you should use for, like, let's say railings, or let's say doors, and like it's pretty like specific. So I could share that with Gabby, and then she can forward to you guys, because I really like that. I like that. I like the training that they offer for their owners of the contractor, for their employees, and then I also have the property maintenance products as well. So I'll share all of that with you guys, with Gabby, and then she can forward to you guys, so you guys could see a little bit more in detail of the type of products, and what we use it for, what area of a house or what area of a building we use it for.
Yeah, that would be amazing.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, this was basically what Professor sent, and I just thought it might be a good idea so the students can read about all that you guys offer. But thank you so much, Ornella.
No, you're welcome.
Thank you, Ornella. Yeah, that would be great. We did the first couple of trainings, I think, focusing a little bit more on the sales process. And,
Mm-hmm.
it's awesome that you're talking a little bit more about the product, because I know some students were really itching to learn more about the product and get a little more guidance on that. So we really appreciate all of the insight you're giving today.
No, you're welcome. And like I said, I wish I would have had like but it was like kind of like a last minute thing. But yeah, no, I'll provide everything for you guys, and I know there's a lot of like helpful information that you're gonna find there.
I think that someone wanted to try maybe doing like a little, at least like maybe the beginning of a role play with you. Would you want to try being like a sales rep? I mean, you already are. I guess it's what you do every day.
Sure, sure. Because I
This
have one last question. What is the system or programs for bids like? So each building, each property, they have to get at least, by law, they have to get at least 3 bids. So we send them like the contracts that we know, and then we refer them to them, and then they'll provide 3 different bids, and then it's a whole process. Like they have to, if it's a HOA, they have to go through vote, like they vote. It's a homeowners association. They usually have a board. They have a president, and then all the owners have to vote as to um like when they're gonna make a decision when it comes to like private properties, and that's a little different. I guess the owner could pick, whatever they choose, but it depends on the customer. What advice would you also want to give yourselves, or when they are getting to know the product and want to perfect their pitch? I mean, I don't know if I should say this, but we have ChatGPT now, thank God. So as far as you know what they need and what they're asking you and what their problems are, you can ask. And you have ChatGPT, you have Google, you have and normally I do have like people that work with me that have been in the company for 30 years. And so I either use internet to find out, because I don't know everything. But I use the internet, I use ChatGPT, and then I use also like people that have been with the company for a lot of years, that have obviously have a lot of knowledge, because experience is knowledge. So I would call them and be like, oh, I have this issue, I have this problem. How would, what would you use? What do you think it is? Um, what's the solution? Have you been in a similar situation? And normally they have. So they tell me, oh, do this, use this, or whatever. So, and also I also use my customers, like my contractors. Like I know contractors that have been in the business for a long time as well. And I call them and be like, look, this customer is having this issue. What do you think? So you're gonna always you ask a lot of questions. With everything in life, I feel like you can find always somebody that, knows a little bit more, and you can ask the questions and they'll be able to help you.
Thank you. Gabrielle?
Hi.
Is the last name Lake or Yake?
It's Yaque.
Yake, perfect. I mean, yeah, so I mean I would say let's I guess pretend that you're the facilities manager, right, for this
Hmm.
university. Ornella is coming to visit you. I think the name is Alex of the person.
Yeah,
Is that correct? Yeah. So
yeah. I'll be Alex.
yeah, so it'll be Alex. That's the case that they're kind of been studying Ornella.
Okay.
So I mean, just kind of go in and just like you would any sales meeting, talk to Gabrielle slash Alex about, just like you regularly would, and that way we can get a little bit of an idea of what you would do.
Okay.
Whenever you're ready.
Gabrielle, that's her name.
Hi. Yeah.
Hi, Gabrielle. My name is Ornella. I'm here from Sherwin-Williams. Um, I'm the sales rep for your account, and obviously I'm here to help um, when it comes to like your painting projects. And I wanted to learn a little bit of the products that you're using right now. Is there anything that you need help with when it comes to paint that I can maybe help you with?
Yeah, I mean, so right now I think it's spring break, so we're basically, painting all the outdoor part over again. So I really don't know what kind of paint we're using. I think that information is with another team. We actually just have um, we're applying, basic products. I think it's white paint, so it's really standard. What we're looking for, it's basically to be waterproof, so we don't have any issues with moisture. Um, and I'm just really looking for a fair price here.
Okay, are you talking about like for concrete, like for the floor, for the walls,
I'm talking about the walls
and it's outside or inside?
outside.
It's outside. And then okay, and right now you're, are you looking for like good coverage? Are you looking for also we have well for outside, what I would recommend is sorry. Wait, let me go back. Do you have any paint in your facility room? Any leftovers?
Um, yeah, I think right now we have like a couple gallons, like buckets. I
So
could actually,
you don't know if that's the paint that they're using outside?
yeah, I mean, I just see white paint. I'm not really paint with that.
Okay.
That's up to the maintenance guys. They choose a paint. I really just check the price and I check if it's competitive or not.
Okay. How often do you send your guys to like touch up? Like how dirty it gets like during like the week, the month?
I mean, it depends. Like touch-ups, like little touch-ups, maybe like I don't know, like twice a month. It honestly depends. Um,
Is it like a high traffic area or
yeah, yeah. What we struggle the most about is, handprints or maybe like footprints on the walls. I don't know why, but yeah. So we really need something that it's easy to clean so we don't have that many touch-ups.
okay. So I have a really good product that could help. It's super paint. It's paint and primer, and one is one of our a good, a good but affordable product. I would recommend at least a satin finish, which has a little. It's not totally flat, but it's not glossy as it's gonna look, bad. It's like in between. And it's easy to clean. So
Okay.
is it better for you to touch up or is it better for you to clean, to wipe the wall?
Honestly, I would like to clean, but I struggle with these paints that honestly they say they're waterproof and they say you can just clean with um a humid rag or something, but the paint wears off. So we still need to do a touch up later because it's gonna look like translucent.
So you need something for both. For
Yeah,
the
I mean, no. What I mean is that I don't want a paint that if I like try to clean it with a rag, it would, just like
come off.
almost uh-huh, yeah.
Okay. No, no, this paint is actually pretty good at cleaning. Um the reason why I'm asking is because sometimes, they don't have time, like the whatever whoever cleans, like they don't have time to clean. So it's
Okay.
better for you to touch up rather than to clean. But if you're gonna touch up, I would recommend the flat finish because it's
Okay.
it's it's gonna touch up better for you. But if you're gonna clean, if it's something that your team is gonna do, then I would recommend a satin finish because it's easier to clean.
I can consider both options. I'll just talk to my team so I can see whether they would be available to clean or maybe if it's easier to touch up.
Okay, so that's fine. What I could do, I would give you a sample of each,
Mm-hmm.
and then you could try both, and you tell me, like obviously won't charge you for that. I want you to try my product. I want you to be happy, and then when you tell me, look, I'm gonna go ahead and use this one. I like the product, and then I'll go ahead and send you like the rest of the order. But I will give you enough for you to like, do like one wall, a flat, and then another wall of the satin.
And I'm really concerned about affordability. You say you have like two type of paint. Is one gonna be uh more affordable than the other? Is the one gonna be
No, I mean the satin it does cost a little bit more, but it's like a dollar. It's like $1 or $2 more. There's not like a huge difference in price. Do you have a what's your budget? Like what's your monthly budget?
um it kind of depends on what we are doing. I don't really have a number for me to tell. I mean, it kind of depends if we're doing touch-ups, if we are repainting over again. It maybe we repaint like once or twice a year, depends much how much did the paint wear off or how dirty it is. I can't give you a number right now.
Okay. Like I said, like I could let's start by like you trying, to paint. See how it works for you, and then we can go from there, and then we can talk about price, after. And I'll be able to help you with that as well.
Okay, when I'm like putting an order with you, when I'm ordering this paint, how much will how much time will I have to wait for you to like deliver it to
Bring
me?
the paint.
Uh,
Normally, if you order in the morning, it will be the same day delivery. If you order like after 12, most likely the next day. And our deliveries are free of charge. Like we don't charge for deliveries.
like anywhere on the university, you can like just deliver it to me.
Hmm.
Okay, that's
Yes,
fine.
yes. And then we have like stores all over. So I'm pretty sure like I'll get the closest store to you, and then we can create like a profile. So because you're not, familiar of what you guys are using right now, I can go ahead and do, once you try the paint and you're happy and, we talked about like the budget and all that, I could create like a paint guide for you so that you your walls, and then what color. And then I also know, everything, like all the areas that you paint, you will have like a guide as to what you're using in case that, let's say you're on vacation, like your team knows, what paint they use for each area of the facility. And
Okay,
then that's gonna be also there's gonna be you're gonna have a copy, I'm gonna have a copy, and there's gonna be a copy at the store. That way we're all on the same page and you don't have to, be confused as to like right now, like you don't know exactly what you're using. So that's one of the things that I can help you with.
okay. Let's say maybe I want like, I don't know, like 5,000 gallons for like this trimester. Can you give me like the two offers so I can compare?
Can I give you the what?
Like the budget, like forgot the
I
word.
like a quote.
The quote.
Yeah, I can give you a quote. I can give you a quote.
Yeah, so I can talk to my boss and like finance team also.
Yeah, definitely. I could give you two different options. Like I could give you like the most affordable one, and I could give you like the features of, each one of them, and that way you compare. Like if you want the most affordable one and you like the features, and like I said, I will always give you a sample because I want you to try the product. I want your team to try the product and see what works for you. Um, and then I'll give you the other option as well, and I'll provide with the different features that the higher end option um provides for you. Like I said, when you use higher quality, I know maybe it might be a little bit, more money, but it's better coverage. And like for a big project, like for a 5,000 square feet, 5,000 gallons, it's a huge investment. I would normally recommend to use a little bit better quality, because it'll last you longer. You want something that'll last you longer versus, yeah, maybe you're gonna invest more, but it's gonna last you longer versus something that you're gonna invest less, but then you're gonna have to repaint like in a year or 6 months from now. You know what I mean? So then it's another investment. So it all depends on, what you're looking for.
Sounds nice.
Okay. So okay, I go ahead and send you the I'll go ahead and send you the samples, and then we'll go from there.
Great.
Thank you. That was good. By the way,
That was awesome.
for the majority of the properties, they do have a budget. They have a
Yeah, I
budget.
figured that.
I believe the buyer will probably, we give them some information that obviously
No, it's
the competitors can't see. I don't know if, they have a lot of I guess context for what a budget would be, but they'll probably get that and discover that during the role play. So that'll be
Yeah.
yeah. So the properties normally they do a budget like in the beginning of the year for everything. They do a budget for floor, they do a budget for everything. So sometimes like it sucks because sometimes like sometimes the budget for like paint and like touch like maintenance paint, what we call, is like $200 a month, and I'm like, how can we increase? So I try to make them like increase their budget, like spend more, because the more that you spend, then the next year they can increase that budget. You know what I mean? So I try to like maybe it's 200, but I try to like do 300 or 400, and or like an exception, and then next year they'll give them more money for it, like touch ups or whatever. So the things that you learn like with in the business.
Yeah, for sure. Thank you very much. You see,
No,
I'm right now in Peru, so the quotes are very different from the US.
no, don't worry,
So yeah.
no problem.
Oh yeah, that's another thing. Or now we have some competitors coming from Latin America as well. So it is kind of like a worldwide competition. They might have a little bit of different stuff over there, but you guys will discover the whatever you need for the context here. So yeah, thank you guys. That was awesome. I think it was very helpful. Remember guys, for your first role play, the goal for the first meeting is ultimately to get a second meeting. So, maybe you won't talk quite as much about, the different products as this, but I think it was really good to get sort of like all the information
Yeah, if you want a
what
second
you would
meeting with the
ask.
customer, make sure you give them free stuff. They usually want
Yeah.
to see you again.
That's a good advice.
And then I would bring cafecito, I would bring like snacks, like I left that out because we're on a team fitting, but I would normally like come not empty-handed. I will come with cafe, donuts, whatever, so
Yeah, I
and
wish
then I
they could.
will
The first meeting is virtual, but if you guys offer that you'll bring
okay,
them
okay.
donuts or cafecito for the next one, they
And
might be more
give
willing
them
to
free
say yes.
paintings, give them free painting, always offer a sample, like,
Yeah.
I know my bosses might not like it, but I'm all about like, we have test drives, 50% off on like if they want to try any of our products. I try to give them, for free, like a gallon, 2 gallons, something that they can maybe if it's an apartment complex and they want to try a paint in one apartment, like I'll give them 5 gallons so they can paint the whole apartment and see, what they're usually the boss is not the one that's doing the job. Usually it's the workers. So they're the ones that you also want to get to know them because they're the ones that are going to tell the boss, oh, we need something better. This is taking forever to cover or whatever. So, I think different things that you learn. And they'll be like, and they'll like tell their boss, look, we need a better paint or whatever, because that has happened to me before. So, um, and then, yeah, if you want a second meeting, like offer, give them gifts. People like gifts. So.
Do you guys know when the round two of the competition is? When is the finals or semifinals in person? Anyone? No, you guys don't know? So that's gonna be March 26th and 27th. So if you make it past the first round, we're gonna invite you guys to come in person to Miami to do the second meeting in person with your buyer, right? So knowing that it's on March 26th, maybe you wanna kind of keep that date so that you can set the meeting for that date, right? As you're talking to them, that might be fun. Just let me see. I also have a question someone sent to me personally. How much time after, I'm guessing, the round one do you find out if you made it? So, um it's we're gonna definitely get them out to you, the results, the following week. The day that we get them to you will vary a little bit. It's gonna depend on our judges, just because we're gonna give them a few days to like go through the videos and watch for some of you guys. The international people, you guys might get your results a little bit before the FIU people do, because we try to get those out of the way first. But you're definitely gonna get it no later than a week after the competition. We're gonna have all the results for round one, and everyone's gonna know, that if you're gonna be invited to round two. But for the international people, we're gonna try to do it quicker because I know that you guys have to plan your travel. Um, how will we know if we were taken off the wait list? I'm going to send a little bit more details on how the wait list works tomorrow in an email. But essentially, you're going to want to make sure that we have your phone number, because what we're gonna do is ask you to kind of almost be on call during that part of the competition. So either the English or the Spanish, depending on which ones you signed up for. And so, for example, if you're on the wait list just for English, I'm gonna pretty much tell you, hey, like make sure that you're online and ready to go between like, 2 and 4 p.m. around that time. And then as soon as I see that someone is not showing up for their time slot, I'm gonna give you a call and say, "Hey, go to this room right now, and you're gonna be the next competitor there." So that's pretty much the only way that we can really do the wait list, just because we don't know, who's gonna bail until they bail. That being said, if somebody does drop out prior to the competition, we're just kind of going in order. We're gonna call you and send you an email and let you know, hey, we're placing you on the schedule. The time, it's gonna be hard to get anyone who's on the wait list a very specific time because it's gonna vary based on, who decides to drop and when. But that's pretty much gonna be the process for that. I'm gonna send an email that has all that info as well. Um, can you give more details about how the qualifiers will be on Zoom? Um, I don't know exactly what details you'd like, but basically I'm about to share this actually. I literally just finished the competitor schedule as we were kind of chatting here. But I'm gonna share that with you guys in a few minutes, and I'm gonna send the email with it as well so you can reference back. But basically, it's just a big kind of spreadsheet that says what room you're in and what time you're supposed to be there. Sorry, give me a second. I've got a plane flying over my house. It's very loud. Okay. So basically what you're gonna do is you're just gonna click on the link that corresponds to that room. And you're gonna be placed in a waiting room. Once you click on that, there's gonna be somebody in the room that once all the judges and the buyer are ready for you, they're gonna admit you and they're going to ask you, hi, please turn on your mic and camera. Let me know once you're ready to start. So they'll give you, a few seconds to kind of like get your mic and your camera set up. At that point, I really recommend double checking that you can share your screen. We always try to make sure that that's working, but sometimes stuff happens with Zoom, so make sure that that's an option for you if you're planning to share your screen before you tell them that you're ready to start. And then once you're ready, you can tell, the proctor in the room, yeah, I'm ready to start whenever. And they're going to tell you, okay, your 15 minutes starts now. And then you can start your role play with your buyer. If you guys have any questions on that, let me know. How do we know which round we signed up for? Everyone who's if you guys are in the international competition, so if you're not with FIU, except for I guess our FIU team, you are doing both the English and the Spanish. And then somebody asked me privately, will we receive this email to the email address we gave you, in this chat? If you just signed into the waiting list now, I will send it to whatever email you just gave me. If you signed up ahead of time, then whatever email you signed up with, most of you guys used your school emails. Some of you, might have used a different one, so just make sure that that's the email that you're checking. And someone said, so all the materials, because somebody was requesting a specific one, are on the website. I'm gonna put links to everything right now into the chat. It's also the same links are also in the email that you guys got this afternoon right before this meeting. So double check that. But I will give you guys those links right now. So does anyone have any more questions about like the competition? Or if anybody has any more questions for Ornella regarding Sherwin-Williams specifically, while I get these links, please feel free to come off mute and ask.
And then I'm gonna also put my email in case that you do think about any other questions in the future. You can email me and I'll get the answer or the material that you need.
We're recording this. We're gonna have this up tomorrow. We just need, a few hours to get it processed and uploaded to YouTube and all that. But this presentation, or I guess this meeting, is gonna be on the link that I'm sending you guys now as well. So let me just put that in the chat for you guys. There's two links in the chat. The first one is to the product information where we're gonna put this recording. The recording from the last meeting is in there. And the second link is the cases, so the role play cases that you're going to be using. There's one in English and then one in Spanish. So those are there. And I think I answered all of the questions that were in the chat. Does anyone have any more questions? I want to share with you guys.
I'm sorry, can you repeat the last thing you said about the link?
Yes, so the first I just put two links in the chat in one message. The first link, it says fiugbsc.com/product information. That's where you can find the last video from the last meeting that we did. That's where I'm going to be uploading this video tomorrow. And then the second link is the role plays. So those are the cases that you should study. Again, if you guys are international, make sure you're studying both of those cases. If you're with FIU and you're not sure if you're doing the Spanish, just send me a message so I can confirm with you, okay? Any other questions before I share with you guys the competitor schedule? Because I want to give that to you guys before we leave. Okay. It's really big and I'm not gonna be able to share my screen so that everyone can see it. So what I'm gonna do is also put a link, and this is how you're gonna be able to access it in any case. So I'm gonna share it anyway, but just so you guys can have it. There it is. All right, so that last one is the link to the competitor schedule. There's two tabs there. The English and the Spanish are on different pages, so just make sure you're checking both. And everyone who is not on the waiting list has been scheduled. If you're on the waiting list, I'm gonna add that information tomorrow. So it's gonna have some info on there, and it's gonna have your name and your competitor number in the event that we add you. And then I'm very sorry, the only thing that's missing, I need to add the links for those of you who are not on Eastern Standard Time. I will be adding links so that you can click on it and double check what your time is gonna be. I wasn't able to do that during this meeting. I'm very sorry, but I'll have that for you guys tomorrow, okay? If you're not sure, just you can look it up as well.
If we are doing bilingual, are we supposed to be in both Spanish and English, or like it shows us international?
So all of the let me actually share my screen so I can kind of give you guys an idea of how to read this in case it's a little overwhelming because I know there's a lot of stuff on here. So this is what you guys are gonna see when you click in here. This is just like gonna link to the different tabs down here. You can also just click these if it's easier. But you know, say I want to check what's happening for Spanish. I'm gonna click here. Everything that's over here on the left, this is the teams. So the international teams, all of you guys that are not FIU are gonna be on the left in green. And then all the FIU students, you guys are in purple on the right. So you can check the time that you're gonna be at right here or right here. And then you'll see it has your name, your competitor number, and your school. And then up here is the room number. And you'll notice if I hover over these, there's like little links that are coming up. That's how you would access your room. If for some reason this link isn't working, you can also come over here and just find the corresponding link and copy and paste it. So that's going to lead to the same place. And then, you know, this is the Spanish one. And then for the English, you can just come down here to the other tab. And this has the English. So again, on the left over here, we have our international teams. And on the right, we have everyone who's just competing locally in FIU. So everybody understands the teams, you guys are all competing against each other. And the FIU students, you guys are competing against other FIU students. So you guys are not overlapping. You're not competing for like the same stuff in the competition. Everyone who's in the same room is competing against the other person in that room or the other people in that room. Any questions about the competitor schedule? Oh, I'm sorry, I don't even have my camera on. I didn't realize.
And if we are on the wait list, we just gotta be there and wait until we can get called.
Yeah, unless I get someone dropping out ahead of time, which often happens. Uh-oh. I think I got frozen a little bit. Hang on. Can you guys hear me? I'm sorry. I think I just froze. Okay, sorry. I was saying, yes, unless we get somebody dropping out ahead of time, so a couple days before the competition, which does happen, in which case, you know, we'll let you know that you were added. Otherwise, we're gonna ask you to just kind of be on call during the round that you're interested in participating in, and that way, we can add you as soon as we know that someone's not gonna show up. All right. I'm also gonna add, like I said, onto here, there's gonna be links so that you can check if you're not on the same time zone as Miami. This is all Miami time, right? The Eastern Standard Time. There's going to be links there tomorrow, so you can click on it and it'll just pop up with whatever the time is where you are. And then I'm also going to add down here who's on the wait list, so you guys are aware. I think I can't access the link for the English rounds. Let me see. Oh, it says that. Yeah, thank you for catching that. Let me just fix that really quick. Yeah, this should fix that. Hopefully that works now. Yeah, the English one should also be working now. Again, you can also come like down to the bottom of the page and like click on these. Also, for my international people, you can take a look at what the team rankings are. If you're interested in that, this was the rankings from last year, and this is how we converted it to the rankings for this year. Since not all of the same students, not all of the same teams are competing. That's what that's gonna be right now. So, we got UCF up on top. Good for you guys. FIU, we gotta get up a little higher this year, guys. Come on, fourth. We can do better. Okay. And then over here, you guys are going to have your scores for the teams. And this is only going to be, again, for the international people. Once we have already done all the scoring, we're going to send you this with the updated spreadsheet here. And it's just going to have your guys' scores so you can see how you're doing against the other teams. Any other questions, either for me or for Ornella before we go? I think that's all I had to present with you guys. Oh no. I I thought this entire time I was still sharing my screen. I think whenever it froze, it wasn't really working. Shoot. This is what I was on about the team rankings here. So from last year and then this year's rankings. Scores are gonna be here, and then Spanish round 1 here, English round 1 here. We're gonna keep using it for the other rounds, but you don't gotta worry about those just yet. All right, guys. And then here you can just kind of like find everything in one place. All right. So I don't think there's any other questions. So I do want to give a huge thank you, Ornella. That was super helpful. I really appreciate you coming on here and telling us a little bit more about the product. I think I speak for everyone when I say that we learned a lot today. So I think it's going to make it a lot easier for next Friday. If you guys have any questions related to logistics or anything like that, send me an email. Even if you want me to forward something to Ornella, and that way, we can all get an answer, then you can do that as well. But yeah, is there anything you wanted to add before we finish, Ornella?
Good luck.
Thank you,
Oh,
guys.
thank you. Thank you for having me. Thank you for having me. And whatever you guys need, I share my email, and you guys can always email me, and I'll provide whatever materials you need.
All right, perfect. Thank you so much again. So that's it for today, guys. We'll see you next Friday. You still have, a little over a week, so keep practicing. See you, everyone. Ornella, can I ask you something?
Yeah.
Are you related to a Carolyn? Carolyn Orozco? No? Because you look just like this girl I went to grad school with. And you guys both have the same last name.
No.
That's so funny.
Well, maybe, but I don't know her.
No? Okay. Well, then I'll say. You know how it is.
Yeah. Maybe
Sorry.
she's my cousin. Who knows?
Yeah, you guys look a lot alike. It's crazy. I thought that you were her for a second.
Okay. I get that a lot though. I get that.
Really? Oh, Antonella, I'm so sorry. I'm still here if you want to ask me about the elevator pitch. Go
Yes.
ahead.
The elevator pitches, there's
Yeah.
really, how can we prepare for that?
So firstly, you might not want to worry about that just yet,
Okay.
but in case you want to start prepping for that, let me get you the link to where that is on the website. Oh my gosh, I'm still sharing. Okay, here we go.
I'm sorry, you were cutting a little bit when you were talking about how the people on the wait list, they just go to the office, like at the time that it's their turn, or they're just gonna wait until they receive a call or like a message saying that there's availability for them.
Oh yeah, I'm sorry about that. Give me 1 second to find what I was trying to share. I think it might have gotten removed accidentally from the website, Antonella. So let me see if I can go in tomorrow. Where is it here? Oh, I have an example. Yeah, so I have I think an example video. Yeah, on the elevator pitches. I'm gonna put the link here. I have to kind of scroll to the bottom there because there's a bunch of basically like example role plays. At the very bottom is the elevator pitch, and that kind of explains what to do.
Thank you.
For you were asking about for the wait list. If we have someone drop and it pushes you up into the schedule before the day of the competition, so up until next Thursday, we'll let you know ahead of time. Otherwise, I'm gonna send everyone an update again next Thursday evening and tell you guys, hey, if you're still interested in competing and you're on the wait list, be available during, this time to this time, and we're gonna call you and let you know to please get on the Zoom. Um,
Oh, okay.
you
So,
don't have to go anywhere specific. If you want to do it from, your home or wherever is comfortable for you, that's fine. I do want to say if you are at FIU and you need like a quiet place to do it and bring your laptop to the sales lab and we'll find you a room there because we do have a lot of empty rooms if you need one.
yeah, I was gonna ask of that because if it's something available, then I could go to the sales room.
Yeah, absolutely. If you need that, then come on over and we'll give you a room.
Okay, I appreciate it. Thank you.
Yeah, no problem. Anything else? Do we need to be on site? Oh, do we need to be on site for the competition? No. You can do it from home. Feel free to come over if you need to. I think that's everything. Okay, guys. Thank you very much. If you need anything else, feel free to reply to any of my emails. Bye.
Thank you, Gabby.
Thank you.